Crash Bandicoot is a series of video games that consist of 4 racing games, 2 party games, and a whole bunch of platformers. Originally, the platforms consisted of you getting from point A to B, as Crash Bandicoot tried to stop his nemesis and creator, Dr. Neo Cortex. Recently, they've added a really crappy side subplot where you have to jack different monsters to beat them, but I think Crash deserves to be in Brawl because when his games were released, he was popular enough to rival even Mario and Sonic, and was the Sony PlayStation's unofficial mascot. If Crash were in Brawl, I think his color changes would consist of his pants changing, along with his gloves and shoes changing color. Like, his default costume would be, as we all know and love him, but, like, say he'd have a red one, which would have him wearing green pants, green shoes, green gloves, and a slight green tint. And then the same for a red costume. Only for the green one, actually, it would probably be just green pants, so that he looks like fake Crash. So that, yeah, then we'd have one that has red shoes, red pants, red gloves, and a red tint, and then one that has a blue tint with blue gloves, pants, and shoes. Then there'd probably be one for Carbon Crash from the Crash Bandicoot Crash of the Titans video games from multi-platform, which is exactly like Crash, only with green pants and a white color. And there'd be Evil Crash from Crash Twinsanity, which is a dark red version of Crash, an evil, menacing looking version. So then, for his attacks, his B special attack would be the spin attack, that we're all familiar with. He would just spin around in a circle, and if you keep pressing the B button, he would continuously spin, and you could even use this to recover, but not very much. His real recovery move, the up B, would be his jetpack from Crash Bandicoot 2. This would mean that he could use it to fly up into the air, kind of like Diddy Kong, only he doesn't need to charge his up. His side special would be the slide attack, in which he slides on his feet into an opponent, a la Indiana Jones, in that sort of a style. It might even trip the opponent, but I don't think so, since it didn't trip opponents in the game. And his down special attack would be the belly flop, in which he leaps into the air and lands on his stomach. I think his final smash would be where he gets a crate, pulls the Aku Aku mask that protects him in the games from it, puts it on his face, and he can run into opponents and knock them off the stage. And as he's running, he's invincible, and as he's going, you can hear the classic Tiki music that plays whenever Crash is invincible, and afterwards, the mask just sort of disappears in a puff of feathers, and with that sort of noise that Aku Aku makes when he disappears. His on-screen appearance would most likely be from Crash Bandicoot 2, in which he warps to the area with the kind of like how he warps to his stage in Crash Bandicoot 2. And I definitely believe that if he had 3 poses in there, 3 victory poses, his first one consists of him jumping to the air and screaming, "Yee-haw!" just like he did in the original game after he beat a boss. His second pose would be the infamous Crash Bandicoot dance. If you don't know what that is, I'll see if I can provide a link for you. If you can just ask me. And the third victory pose would consist of him snoring away, because that's what Crash Bandicoot is infamous for doing. He just loves to sleep. So I think that I'd like to think that maybe the Wumpa Bazooka would be a side special, but it'd probably be more fitting as a smash attack, kind of like with Snake. And Crash would be a sort of a medium-sized character, much like Mario and Sonic, and he'd be mid-tier with them too, not very special, but he would definitely be faster and he would be able to jump a lot higher. He could only do 2 jumps plus the jetpack boost. And another thing, he could jump even higher if he slide dashed and then he jumped afterwards. So, Crash Bandicoot, one of the best video game characters ever created. Unfortunately, his series is now pretty crappy, and this is why the Bandicoot deserved a place in Brawl.